Chill. Ha.
I was in search of validation, not proof. And there's a huge difference in that. And it's something that I never realized until I was journaling, just letting my brain like flow for a minute. And I was like, holy fuck, dude, you were looking for validation, not trying to prove yourself. In fact, you're wrong. You need to prove yourself now more than ever, but not in search of validation. I don't need you to tell me like, oh, he's really been through it. I know that, but I need to prove that like I'm in the game and like this is what I do.
Yeah.
And learning that difference has been incredibly pivotal to the way that I'm now thinking about attacking the game.
Right. So
I
now,
don't care if like
you
me or
should go
not.
prove yourself by documenting the journey of you recouping your freestyling skills.
Yeah, man. So and
Put
I'm
out
super
that rough
excited.
shit. Like people won't like it as much, but the people who care and who matter will be there, and they will
Yeah.
see the progression, which will be cool.
I'm speaking to my target market.
Bro, but like, dude, look at my fucking foot. I don't know if you can see it, but like,
Oh my god,
it's so swollen.
dude, what the fuck? How long ago? So I got caught up for a second. When did this start happening?
So the infection started on Wednesday.
Okay, when did you
infection's-
get the cut?
2 weeks ago, dude. It was healing perfectly fine. I think what happened is I took a fucking bath, and I wasn't clean before I got into the bath. And I think like sitting in my muck for like 30 minutes was just like soaked it in that bitch, and then fucked me. And then I probably didn't properly wash it out right after the bath. And then like a couple hours later, fucking infected. My mom completely disagrees with me. My mom thinks that it actually got infected the moment that I fucking made the cut, and it was just festering for 2 weeks and then didn't present any signs until then. I don't know, but I guess it doesn't really fucking matter.
Either one makes sense. Either one makes sense to me. So
Yeah, either way, it doesn't fucking matter. But like the doc said, like if this doesn't go away, like it could lodge into the bone of my ankle and cause permanent damage. And like an infection's how my grandfather got paralyzed. Like it lodged into his spine, and he got paralyzed from the waist down. So like I'm gonna do everything in my power. Like I'm gonna be at the doctor every day.
Yeah, bro.
I'm almost scared, but at the same time, like you can't have fear and you can't do all those things because that gives off the wrong electromagnetic frequency to the universe that you need to heal.
Without a doubt, you gotta
So-
visualize yourself getting better for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Like I did an hour-long meditation earlier, all about like infinite possibilities of the future and like bringing it to you and connecting with the infinite quantum universe. And so I use that to bring the quantum universe of infinite possibility of it being healed completely to me, which that was the first time I ever did that. So like I'm not practiced in it enough. Like I'll probably actually go do another hour later tonight.
Hell yeah.
And then I was listening to like healing binaural beats.
I love binaural beats, bro. I love binaural beats. I don't know if you'd like this. I'm gonna send you some, because I've been listening to like meditation, and at glance like it sounds strange, but I found some beautiful shit. Granted, I love listening to just meditation music, and I love listening to lo-fi, so the split was just like, okay, cool, this was made for
Yeah, dude,
my
I'm
brain.
down for whatever,
But
man.
I found some
I'll try
You're
anything
on
now.
Spotify
Like
now?
it's so weird. Yeah, it's so fucking weird. Like I'm so much more open to everything now. It's ridiculous. I like like you know me, a year ago I fucking woo. I was like woo bullshit. Fuck you. Fuck chakras. None of that. Like and it's so
Yeah,
crazy.
dude,
I'm like
it's
100% dived into that.
Dude, something that I've been like really reflecting on since I watched that, and I so appreciate you watching it. And this is something I wanted to tell you as well.
Watching what?
So I keep two things. When the podcast, I need to like mellow out. I'm trying to like not rush my speech anymore. We're not like on a time limit. But number one, the thing that I've been really pondering is that death. He said that the thing that we were talking about, where he said like every near-death experience that I have ever heard of is almost identical to your relationship with God.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was like, oh my God, like that just fucking like punched me in the fucking skull, man. I was so
Dude,
perplexed
fucking
by it.
I guess that explains why all my near-death experiences made me feel brain dead.
Dude, it
But
was
like,
nuts.
dude, that part where he was talking about how once in a blue moon, the 5-MeO DMT makes him go into the pit of blackness, and it was nothingness. Remember my bad DMT experience?
Yeah,
That was
bro.
exactly what I experienced. And it makes me feel so much better. Like I didn't. It wasn't bad juju. It was just some really powerful 5-MeO DMT that made me have one of the many experiences that you can potentially have. And like that's fucking
Yeah,
crazy.
man.
And he said, and it's so crazy that he said that like it happens very, very, very rarely, and that was just so happened to be like the one thing that it happened to me the first time I ever actually blasted off.
Yeah, man. That's so nuts.
Like it scared me. Like I don't want to do DMT, like at all.
Man, it's very interesting. My first experience with DMT was like beautiful.
Me
I
too.
didn't.
Me too.
I
But
was
like,
like,
there's two different types. There's multiple types of DMT.
yeah,
Like
I didn't know that
5-MeO
at the
DMT
time.
is a different thing than just DMT.
Yeah, I didn't know it at the time. I like that there was differences, but of course, you know,
I
I know
had no
now.
idea.
But
I
I
didn't
just
know
thought
either.
DMT was DMT. You know,
Me too,
like
man. But like 5-MeO DMT is apparently way crazier, which I think
so.
is what we had that second time. Or I don't know if you had it. I don't know if you
I've
were
only
with
done
me.
DMT once. I got it for you on your birthday.
And that didn't do anything to me.
Yeah, I don't know what the I know that I didn't do it at the time, but whenever I did it, that shit fucked me up. I did mine like 2 years later though, because at the time I just got done with my bad trip on shrooms or like my intense trip. I don't like calling it a bad trip anymore because it, in retrospect, wasn't. But I was just tripping too hard. But at the time, that bad trip I had on shrooms like really fucked me up and caused like a certain level of anxiety and PTSD. Um,
I know. I know. I
and
know the feeling.
yeah, so I didn't want to fucking. I wasn't into the DMT like when you did, and I was having like dehydration issues and shit. But right after my homie died, Matt, it just came up in conversation while I was chilling with another one of our friends, and I was like, it just like hit me, and I was like, bro, if you drive me like an hour and a half to my house, like I have DMT. He was like, what? And I was like, dude, I totally forgot about it. I just been carrying it around. It's in my fucking pencil bag.
That's so crazy, dude.
We did DMT, and they gave me the most delicious coffee I ever had in my life.
Nice.
I meant like the DMT people
Yeah.
gave me the most delicious coffee. Just making sure like I didn't confuse that with like regular
No,
Earthling
no.
people.
I got it. Fuck
But
yeah.
yeah. And then one thing that I wanted to talk to you about, I figured I had to talk to you about this in person because I tried to type it out, is like the way that you engage me to check out podcasts. I didn't realize until I watched this last one, is you often lead with a specific message or agenda that you're trying to like drive to me watching that. And I realized that I get combative to that because I'm like, no, like I don't, you know, like, because I thought that it was going to be all about, and it is an assumption thing where it was going to be all about like the COVID stuff and like how it's all, the whole thing is just like a hoax and it's all bullshit and everything like that, you know.
Yeah.
And then I watched the dude. I fucking watched all 2 hours or 2 hours 18 minutes and 56 seconds of it, like the whole entire thing. I watched it and I enjoyed it like so much.
Yeah, bro. So are you asking me to approach you differently?
Yes,
Okay.
because I genuinely enjoyed that. It was a useful.
Dude, yeah, I'm telling you, when I send you a podcast, like I'm trying to change your life.
I know it just comes. You come across so intense, and I think that I get combative because of that.
Okay.
Which is
I'll
like
keep
also
that in
something I
mind.
got to work on. Which is also
If I do it
something
again,
gotta
let me
work
know, like in the moment, because I'm fucking dead right now, dude. I'm
on.
so
Dude, you're
dead.
fucking.
Dude, guess what fucking I did all day yesterday, dude? I fucking binge watched Survivor, and it was amazing, dude. Bro,
Remember?
dude,
Do you remember the show fucking Wilfred?
dude, that's such a good show, bro.
Dude, they put it back on Hulu, so it's so great. Whenever I practice my guitar, I just turn something on. Like it happened to be, like I watched that podcast while I'm just sitting there practicing guitar. Like I'm gonna be doing this anyways. Like, and I don't need to look to do that, you know. And Riley's so like used to it because that's what her dad does, is just watch TV and play guitar. But she doesn't even hear it, so I just get to practice while we're just watching TV. So we've been watching Wilfred, and it's a pretty good show. It's funny.
Is that all you seen? Have you seen it before?
Yeah, but I don't really remember it. I remember you and I
It's
watched
with
it.
it's with the guy from Lord of the Rings, right? Because there's two
Yeah.
different versions. There's an Australian version too.
Yeah.
The Australian version
Yeah.
sucks ass.
Yeah, that's what Riley was saying too. But no, it's the one with Elijah Wood, and it's actually funny because she got to meet Elijah Wood, and like at the meet and greet, they gave her the option of the Lord of the Rings poster or Wilfred, and she got the fucking Wilfred one signed, and her dad, who's like a super nerd, was fucking pissed.
Dude, I would have picked fucking Wilfred too, honestly.
Dude, Wilfred, it's honestly good. It's so interesting, like watching it from an adult perspective, that Wilfred is just a mental illness. Like that's something to me that just didn't cross my mind too much when I was watching it for the first time.
Oh, see, I watched it all the way through, and it pretty much it lays that shit out in the like final episodes.
Yeah. I'm like it's already pretty apparent, but I'm like probably like halfway through the
Dude,
series.
have you ever watched Survivor?
When I was a kid, yeah, I know I did.
I fucking, me and Hannah, like all day yesterday, we were like, no, like yes, yeah, like we were clapping and high fiving each other, bro, and we were like having arguments over like who we thought were gonna get voted out and everything, like so fucking into it. Like actually, she's gonna fucking FaceTime me when she gets home tonight so that we can finish it because she was, I can't watch it without her.
That's funny, bro. That's funny.
Dude, I'm so fucking into it.
How's that whole thing going, bro? I know you've said like good things.
Really good, man. She's cool. Like it's really interesting, like seeing my positivity rub off on somebody without me trying to make it do so.
That's awesome.
To like watch this like shift, and like I think back to it, and I guess for me it was just as fast as a shift as well. Like when I realized, like because Brooke broke up with me, and I went on this like obsessive mission to become happy, and then like at some point it clicked, and I was like, oh, it's simply a decision in each moment. And now you're congratulations, you're fucking happy.
that was such a hard thing for me to learn. It still is, but I always just neglected my hurt, like for so many fucking years. Like I just built this wall up, and I was like, yo, I'm fucking happy all the time, you know? And
yeah, but you weren't actually happy.
Yeah, exactly. I just put off that I was happy all the time and stuff like that, and like was really guarded off, and like wouldn't even tell myself that I was hurt. And I remember they were like,
I think you were pretty open about the fact that you did that with yourself too. Like I remember you telling me like that you just shut it off and you don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, I always told everyone that happiness was a choice, which is true. I just wasn't going about it in a healthy manner.
Yeah, because you still got to deal with the shit, but you got to like, you got to feel the pain while deciding to be happy.
Exactly. Appreciating the pain even, you know?
Yeah, because there is no light without dark.
Exactly. Yin and yang, baby. But I'm enjoying myself as well. But I just remember the exact fucking moment that like I was dealing with all this death. My life was just like my first like breakup. Like the whole thing was just like my insides were screaming, bro. Like they were screaming. I was so hurt, just like not even me. And I just remember like literally just like sitting down, and my brain just told me like I'm hurt, and just boom, bro, like that just came crashing down. That shit hit me so, just years of bullshit, just like so hard, and I'm so fucking thankful for that breakdown.
Yeah, dude, it's important.
Breakdowns create breakthroughs. Like
yeah, bro. Like I remember, I made a post about it the other day. Like when I moved out of that first apartment, and I was moving from Chipotle to Value Lighting, I fucking, like I was moving like the last bit of shit out of the apartment with Delaney, and like I just like collapsed to the ground. I was like hyperventilating, shaking, crying. Like I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. I was like just like freaking the fuck out. And she was like cradling me, like holding me, and like I had to lay on the ground for almost an hour, just like just trying to recover, like trying to deal with the stress of what was going on in my life. Like I didn't even understand. I don't even understand what, like I guess it was just such a monumental shift in life that like I didn't know how to process it, and it just overcame me. Like I've never, like I don't have anxiety like at all. I've never had a panic attack, except then. Like it's fucking crazy.
It's just you just feel like you're gonna fucking die. Like it's
it feels like you're suffocating.
You like your body's like shutting down. You're just like, what is fuck is happening? Why the fuck are you, what's going on here? Like it's like it feels like lights, like you someone's walking down a row and just flipping off light switches, you know, like, oh, there go my knees.
But like all at once.
Dude, it's so fucking nuts. I went to the hospital one time because I was having like a panic attack. I just wasn't taking care of myself and drinking like way too much, and just
I remember that shit. I was like,
yeah,
you
the whole
fucking
list,
idiot.
the whole list of things, you know. And I was like, fuck, dude, I'm fucking dying. What's wrong? Like, this is crazy. And the guy's like, do you have anxiety? I was like, hell no. He's like, well,
You're experiencing some.
yeah, exactly. And I had to admit to myself, like, yo, humans are anxious by nature. Like, you just got to overcome that. Like,
Yeah, the exorcist. We're the only ones. Like it's weird that we don't have it's like a constant state of existential angst, and I think that's part of this the purpose of our ego. You know, like because without ego, you know, you could just like look up at the stars forever, like freaking the fuck out. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, why are we on a rock? Why are we spinning through space? Why is this all connected? Why is there so much fear and death and hurt and pain and rape and torture and fuck? Ah!
I'm gonna send you a lecture, man. You know, I like to listen to Alan Watts a lot, and he's just got so much material. But he has a specific piece on just like human suffrage, and why we like purposefully torture ourselves and like this existential crisis of life and all that shit. But a huge thing that I drove from that was I allow like thinking in moderation. You know, it's like anything is good in moderation.
Yeah,
And you have to learn how to do that. And I am horrible at that. Like that's a constant practice for me, is learning how to think in constant.
I know you motherfucker used to watch a black TV.
I still do. I don't watch TV by myself. Like I enjoy it now with the company of others. I used to not, but I enjoy it now like in the company of others. But when I'm alone, like I'll never turn the TV on. There's no point to me.
Yeah, I love, and I think that tying that into the podcast I sent you with Paul Check and Aubrey Marcus about getting over the fear of death. Like he was speaking about like we are all just God experiencing itself, and so like it has to be, there has to be rapists, there has to be these horrible terrible humans, because God has to test the boundaries of who he is so that he can know the boundaries of love as well.
Dude, I've written about that in music, and also once again, there's a lot of philosophers who talk about the like to just be is understanding that the universe is looking through your eyes and like experiencing itself.
Yeah.
And so when people like react to you in a certain way, for instance, like that's fine, bro. You do you. Like that's part of your mission, man. I'm not gonna get all hyped up. I'm not gonna fucking fight you because you're being an asshole. Like you need to do that. And in that specific podcast that they watch that they put on, there was a moment where he said that the idea that God and the devil are two different entities is like
Preposterous.
insane to me. Is insane to me. Preposterous, because if God by definition is the one and only and there's two, then who the fuck made them?
Right.
You know? And I was just
Yeah,
like,
but I mean from the Christian definition of it, do you know? Like
not particularly, no.
so God created the angels, right? He never created the devil on purpose. And then
Oh yeah, devil was a fallen angel.
yeah, he was the most beautiful angel of them all, and he was like, why am I not in charge? He thought he was better than God, which is funny because like we do the same shit with our parents.
Yeah.
We do the same shit. We're like, fuck you, we're better than you. You created me, and I'm better than you. I'm worth more than you. Like, oh, and it was there was an interesting line in actually Assassin's Creed the other day where I was talking to this guy, and he was talking about how his son, like it's in the Viking times, and he was like his son, he was like man, my son's he's about to take everything from me. Which is like an interesting concept, or like the prodigal son, you know. Fucking crazy shit,
Dude, that's a trip. I don't know. It's something that's been so cool. Like I used to be very like anti-religious, not atheist. I always believed in a higher power.
But Christianity is fucking annoying
But
by itself.
Well, I was forced into a private Christian school for a little bit, so that I actually found out that there was a period where I started like to fit in. Like I started identifying as Christian, and like actually went through like a small period where I was like believed that I was a Christian for a little bit. But other than that, I'd always been like, and I think because of that, I've been like anti-religious to the point where it's like, no, God doesn't exist. God is no, I don't believe that. And I've always felt you're cool to believe what you want, but I felt that, and as I'm getting older, I realized like I fully believe in God. My definition is just different.
Yeah,
You know,
well, I mean,
like,
you are God, bro.
exactly. Like
We
and I
all
just
are. We're all the same
exactly,
exact
dude.
thing.
It's such a cool, to say the least. There's not words really to describe it, but that's such a impactful understanding and like feeling, and really, um, I just feel so strongly about it. It's hard for me to put the words together, but that's just so cool to where I just feel connected instantly with just humans understanding that, you know, you might need to visualize this to be comfortable with the idea and with the thought, but at the end of the day, as far as I believe, like, yeah, I believe in God, but it's just the universe. It's not a person. It's not like, can't put a human term to it other than the universe. Like, it just is.
Yeah. Yeah, like dude, I was listening to this other podcast earlier with Paul Check, and he was talking about how like when you've kind of like transcended a different level of thinking and understanding about God and the universe and everything, and then you start telling it to somebody else. Or he was saying that it can't, like the truth about God and all of this stuff, like it can't be experienced except through like an insanely deep meditative state or a shamanic experience in which you become one with it. And then when you come out of it and you try to describe it to somebody else, it's impossible, because it's impossible to understand or contemplate on this conscious level in this set framework of like thought that we have currently. And when you try to explain it to somebody else that hasn't experienced what you've experienced, then they're trying to contemplate what you're trying to tell them within this limited perception of consciousness, and it's just impossible. So then they ostracize you and burn you.
Mm-hmm. In a certain sense, minus like it's mainly focused on the positivity and the balance, but that's a lot of what Zen is about. A lot of it, and Roshi Morimoto, they were trying
What
to
is Zen about?
The understanding of the oneness and the connection, and that you don't need to explain it because it just is.
Yeah.
And it's hard to put in that way. So when they were trying to translate the book of Zen to English, Roshi Morimoto, is a Zen master. He said that you could use Alice in Wonderland as the book of Zen. There's no need to translate it. It's like the sound of rain. If I play a rain sound, you know that it's raining. You think of rain. Just like Zen, if you get Zen, you don't need a translation. It just is.
Yeah.
And I thought that was such,
All
without
right,
a
man.
doubt.
Well, that was a wonderful conversation. I'm testing out a couple things. I want to see if we get a little bit better response or different response, or how people interact with a shorter episode. So I'm going to cut it here. But before I do, promote yourself, man. Tell me about where they can find you, what you're selling, all the different things.
Dude, so one major thing that's changed since, and I'll try to wrap this up, but one major thing that's changed since last time we talked is I launched a fucking clothing line, man.
Yes, dude, it's beautiful. You're wearing it right now.
Much. I'm wearing it right now. This is the JC and the B design. I got the signature little. Can you see that?
Yeah, it looks cool. Yeah.
I got that on the back. You know it's good. And you can find everything that I do, every single thing that I do, at mercuryDeemcee.com. The DMC part is spelled DEEMCEE. DEEMCEE. When I
mercuryDeemcee.com and at
.com.
Wait, you said at mercurydemc.com. I think you started off with your handle and then went to a website.
I meant like you can find me at mercurydemc.com.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, but also at Mercury_DMC, right?
Yeah, on every platform. My website has social links, and like all my music, like you can listen to it on any platform, on like directly from my website. Check out Merch by Merc. It's under the shopping tab. That's my new line, which is super awesome to get out and start pushing. And yeah, man, working on some new music. I showed you the song. I have this really cool song that I'm getting prepared to
bro, old school Kid Cudi vibes, bro.
Bro, my heart.
Dude.
My heart.
Man.
So I'm super excited for that. Just kind of taking things a little bit slow while I'm learning. I just picked up the guitar and been messing around with this production stuff, and I'm like, yo, like I'm in the perfect position to be able to learn my craft, and so I've been taking advantage of it, and I'm super fucking excited to start translating that to music and putting it out, you know.
Hell yeah, man.
I'm
super excited. I'm so fucking excited to hear it. I want your music, and you need to hurry up and finish it. Okay, yeah, cool, man. I fucking love you a lot, dude.
I love you so much.
I love you a lot, brother.
I just copied your end movement.
See?
I usually do this. I just copied
I was
your
gonna
end
move
movement.
to this. I was gonna go. I fucking love you and namaste, man.
Dude, I love that. That needs to be a thing, bro. That's amazing.
I love you. Namaste.